Well, hello, Disney Connections and fellow Disney freaks. Here we are. It is Tuesday.
It's Tuesday. We made it.
Taco Tuesday. I think we have an amazing show. We've got a couple special guests on the show with us tonight. And we're going to be talking about WandaVision. So, yes, we are going to have some spoilers. If you're not caught up, you might want to, I don't know, catch us on the replay. Or you might hang out with us just a little bit because we'll talk about, those first couple episodes, and then you can just bounce out maybe when
we get to where you stopped watching.
Yeah. So stay tuned. We're going to talk about WandaVision. Taco Tuesday. So it seems like every other week.
Every other week. Maybe we should just make it every other week.
Yeah, it's bi-weekly Tuesdays. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah. Last week I was, I'm still healing. It's weird, You think that you're just fine. Like a couple days after surgery, I'm ready to go, conquer the world again. And then the third day I'm down.
It's because you were supposed to take a week off and you didn't.
She keeps telling me this. It didn't happen. I mean, whatever. But yeah, so not eating any tacos tonight on Tuesday. That was for sure. Trying to keep it bland and low fat. So,
if you have any good recipes, send them my way.
Yeah. So anyway,
I want to make a couple announcements before we get started, just so people, if they're coming to hear the announcements, they can come and they can go and they don't have to wait around.
Oh, really?
Yep, I'm doing it that way.
Oh, I guess it's going to be like a flipped classroom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So everyone who participated in the questionnaire on Google Form, I put them into a name thing and for a pin because I'm going to send them a pin.
Okay.
And it was Coach Vela.
Oh, Coach Vela.
Congratulations. He's probably not in here because it's late.
It is 9:30. So.
Yeah.
Coach, he's got to get up in the morning. So.
Yeah. So I'll get with him and get him a pin.
Okay.
And then I sent you the Alice box.
Oh, okay. Do we want to let everybody know?
So we're going to announce who was chosen for the $40, $50, and $60 box. I've sent emails, so you'll have 24 hours to confirm that you are going to get this box. And if I don't hear from that person or these three people within the 24 hours, then I move down the wait list and I'll let you know if that happens. And then the next person will have their chance in 24 hours.
Awesome. All right. So the $40 box is going to go to Courtney Temple. Yeah, we'll be expecting
24 hours, Courtney.
The $50 box is going to
Sarah Anderson.
Sarah Anderson.
Which my last name used to be Anderson.
It did.
We're not related.
True. No.
I don't know her. Yet.
And then the $60 box is going to
Dana Carlson.
All right. Emails were sent, so hopefully you got that email and you're responding with.
Yeah. And so we still have two of the Benjamin boxes, and I call them that because they're $100.
$100 boxes.
But they are full.
Yeah. Packed, jammed.
Jam-packed. Should I give them a little hint of what's in there or no?
There
may or may not be a red box in there.
Maybe. Could be.
There may or not. May or may not.
We're talking well tonight.
Maybe a Funko, Miss Mindy, some authentic Disney Park pins.
Yeah.
I mean, there could be anything in there.
Yeah, all cool stuff.
Stationery.
Some of which might be on the shelf back here. Who knows?
Yeah, I might have bought one for the box and one for myself.
Yeah.
Not everything, but
so there you have it. Courtney, Sarah, Dana, let us know. We'll get those shipped out to you
I mean, they're ready to go.
Yeah.
I'm going to ship them this week as soon as I get confirmation. And then I'd really like to hear some feedback and what you think. And if you've got a channel,
some Instagramming and some
open
channels.
it on your channel.
Yeah. Perfect.
All right.
Awesome. Well,
let's bring in our guest.
Hey, let's go ahead and bring in our guest tonight. We've got a returning guest from our Mandalorian talk show.
And our mission to find
to find the not so poisoned apple cupcake. Yeah. So you've seen him, you've heard him. Let's give it up for Johnny. What's up, Johnny? Hey, look at that. You figured out how to turn your phone.
Yeah, I figured it out.
I got it. Is our clapping machine not working?
Yeah, it's so far over there.
Listen,
I don't even know how loud it is.
Use these toys.
I really do.
You buy.
We should probably get it all figured out.
Okay.
So welcome back to the show, Johnny. We're gonna get some WandaVision in tonight.
Awesome.
He said awesome.
Oh, okay. And then I also want to bring in a new guest to the show tonight. Yeah. Leslie through the looking glass. Welcome, Leslie.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, well, thanks for being on. Yeah, we brought all of our expert WandaVisioners on. So we can't wait to hear all of your expertise. Yeah. So
all right, who's in the house?
Yeah, let's go ahead and welcome some people into the house as well. We got lots of chat, and if I miss your name, just put it in there again. Tell me I missed you. Jason, you are in here, and I also saw Ginger. I thought so. Welcome tonight, Kelly's Crazy Disney Addiction, AKDA.
What are you making up?
I was trying to shorten that up a little bit, make it easier to say. Amy Mealy, back in here. Haven't watched WandaVision at all. Well, stay tuned. I mean, you might hear some opinions, and then you can go watch for yourself. David Felton, as always on the stream. Thank you for showing up and showing in. I don't know. Never mind. It's late here. Lisa Pavlis is in the house.
Oh, hey,
hi,
Lisa.
everyone. And
Lisa makes the tumblers.
Oh, yes.
Beautiful.
Yep. And oh my goodness, Mertz is in here. So mysterious. Who's mysterious?
I thought that it was going to be too late for you, and then I remembered that you're on the West Coast, and so then it probably wouldn't be too late for you. Although I don't know, it's 7:30. You might need your beauty sleep. I don't know.
Could be. Well, we got lots of great people in here tonight, and we are so excited to talk a little bit about WandaVision because I don't want to wait until the end of the season to chat about this.
Right.
Yeah. Who let Mertz in? So, hey, I kind of want to start this off. I think she's got some questions, but I just want to ask y'all, what do you think? Just kind of an overall, is without spoilers. What did you think? What do you think? And how do you think?
Are you talking about like after the first episode?
Just like the feeling, like, I mean, okay. I'm going to go. I'm going to go just a little bit, and then I'm going to let y'all go. So when I heard WandaVision was coming out, I was excited. Mm-hmm. When I watched the first episode, I was a little bit confused, maybe even disappointed.
Yeah.
Now that we've kind of kept on going with it, I'm kind of getting excited, and I'm really excited to where this is going to take the franchise. So that's kind of what that's where I was. So that's kind of, I made it brief because I want you all to elaborate. So who wants to go first? Raise your hand.
Like clap.
There we go. Leslie, please. There we go. Yep.
So full disclaimer, not Queen of Marvel over here by any means. So going in, I did not have very high expectations, but was taking it kind of at face value. And I'm completely hooked. I think it's a great standalone show. I don't feel you have to know Marvel to like get how epic the show can actually end up being. But if you don't, you can still watch it and thoroughly enjoy it. And that's how I started. And now I'm asking all the questions and we're going back and watching the Marvel movies to like piece it together for me. But it's been a super impressive show. And I think that they've added some really cool things that bring the whole Marvel universe into it.
Definitely.
Okay. All right. Yeah, totally.
Well, I think after the first episode, we both looked at each other and we were like, what?
Right. I mean,
What is
that
this?
first episode, I was not quite sure where they were taking Marvel.
I was really excited because I felt all the Dick Van Dyke, and I like Dick Van Dyke, and I teach a whole decades unit at school, and we kind of bring family and society in through watching. I know this is kind of funny, but we watch a sitcom from the 50s, the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, and then we do a compare and contrast on family and society. And so I really liked seeing that Dick Van Dyke kind of feel to that first episode.
Right.
But yeah, I think I was just kind of in that same spot where a lot of people were just like, okay, I don't know about this. So,
right.
What did you think?
It's so funny because I kept saying, this just reminds me of Bewitched. Like that was my like association at the very like 2 episodes, because I watched the first 2 episodes together. I kept looking at my husband and going, is this supposed to be a take on Bewitched? Because that's what I'm like envisioning in my head.
It's totally the Bewitched house, like that setting. That was
second episode.
That was the house.
Yep.
So yeah.
Yeah. So what do you think, Johnny?
It was like that first episode, and like you said, you commented on my Facebook post about it. I was like, what in the world is I wasn't really feeling it at first. Mm-hmm. But then it got really interesting at the second episode. And then I'm not a big, like, I didn't really know who Wanda and Vision was up until I watched Ultron, right?
Right.
But then but then when I found out who Scarlet Witch was based off of the X-Men, and then I was like, okay, now it all makes sense. And now, so I'm just now getting into the comic books aspect of it, but I think that is it's interesting. Dave Filoni and that's their names right? Yeah, Dave and John have not failed us yet in their vision for a lot of these, for the franchises. Mm-hmm. So I'm excited now to see what they're going to do, because there's so many new characters, old characters that they're bringing in, and there's characters that they haven't brought in yet from the Marvel universe. So I'm excited to see what they're going to do and how they're going to spin all this around.
Yeah, the connections and the detail. I mean, that's. I think I was telling you earlier. We actually sat down tonight and before the show, we just wanted to kind of get caught up and go back and watch those first few episodes. We ended up watching the first 3, and I mean, there is so many like.
Well, I feel like we're on a scavenger hunt, because I watch it and I go, wait. Rewind that. What did that say? What's 2800 mean? What's 20? Somebody look it up.
The numbers.
And so I just want to know what everything means, and what's August 23rd? Is that something? Does that mean something? And so we were all kind of. Our son is like, yes, it means. He refused to come on, even though he's actually probably the most knowledgeable of this from all of us, because he has all the box sets of all the Marvel movies. He's done the comics. He's watched, everything. And so he's always correcting us in our theories that we have. He's like, nope, that can't be it, because. So I really wish he would have come on, but he's 20, so didn't want to hang out with mom and dad right now.
Well, good night, Jason. So you got to go watch WandaVision for sure. Actually, give this video a thumbs up right now and let people know where he's sitting here talking about WandaVision, by the way. So Mert said Eric mentioned the reference of the Thor character.
Did you see it? Because I didn't say anything when I saw it today.
Wait a minute. I thought we were talking about the girl.
What girl? Oh no. Yeah, she's in
Thor.
it too. But I'm talking about, there was a Thor visual in the opening scene, and I saw it and I was like, is that Thor?
Really?
Yeah. And then I went and looked. I'm like, it was.
Huh.
It's like a figurine on an end table.
Okay.
Yeah. So you have to go back and see if you can find that.
Guess we're watching it again. Yeah.
Well, it's one of those things I think you can watch over and over and just see new things every time.
Yeah. So I guess what was my question?
What's the matter with you today?
I don't remember what my question was.
Okay,
I was
so
so good at questioning today.
Let's talk about episode 1. I want to go back to episode 1.
Yeah, there's lots of things in episode 1.
It starts in black and white, and then the very first color item we see Y'all know what it was?
You know?
I'm trying to remember.
Wasn't it the lady's hand in blood?
No,
but
that would be episode 2.
Yeah.
That was episode
Was
2.
it the bush? The little helicopter missile thing in the bush?
Thing. And actually, we didn't even notice the first thing until we rewatched it. It's the toaster light comes on and it's red.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Toaster
we were
light.
and actually our son was like, toaster light's red.
Yeah.
We're like, what? Yeah.
Totally
but
missed it.
everything is the only color that we see for a while is red. So
Right.
we'll see the toaster light, the drone that turns into the helicopter,
Mhm. And the blood.
But the helicopter also had yellow on it.
Little bit.
Mhm.
Little bit.
So that was interesting. So
Yeah. What were some other some things?
Ginger's getting spoiled. She's like, you're spoiling it. She's got to go. That's fine. Like, don't let us. If you haven't seen it yet and you want to go see it, or you could just mute us and keep watching.
Go watch the WandaVision. Hit us up on the replay.
Yeah.
So
totally.
I don't know if anybody else had noticed it, but there was a shield. I mean, not a shield, a Hydra symbol in one of the episodes.
there's been a few.
I want to say the first time I noticed it when I was like, hey, maybe Hydra is doing this to her. And
Right.
I want to say it was probably the second episode.
Yeah, there was. I took my little notes here. I think it was in the second episode, and we noticed it in Vision's top hat.
Okay, so in
when-
episode 2. Now, when was the commercial for the watch?
That was episode 2.
That was episode 2 as
Mhm.
well. So the watch has Strucker.
Mhm.
Is it
Strucker.
Strucker?
Yeah.
So
He made the watch,
and it underneath the watch, underneath the name Strucker, and then it says Hydra.
Mm-hmm.
And then Vision's hat, when it's upside down on the ground in the talent show.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, there's a Hydra symbol inside his hat.
Which was crazy because
Yeah.
I thought, why would that be in his hat?
Yeah.
That's nuts. Well, so there's a commercial in each episode,
Mm-hmm.
which I didn't even notice until I went back and started watching. I don't know if I thought that was part of the show or I tuned out when the commercial came on. I don't know. But it actually has a lot of clues in those commercials about what's going on.
Yep.
So the first one was the toaster commercial from Stark Industries, was the toaster. And it says, the slogan was, forget the past, this is your future.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a little hint, I thought. And then the Strucker watch was, the tagline was, Strucker, he'll make time for you. Like he'll make time for you. Like he's going to put you somewhere in time and make that time for you. So is it Strucker?
Yeah.
What's going on? I don't know.
Kelly's Crazy Disney Addiction, KKDA, says, how do y'all catch all of this? Well,
We watch it more than once.
watch it more than once and the internet.
Yeah.
www.
Well, so we weren't going to go past the third episode yet, but the third episode was the Hydra soak. So the bath.
Mhm.
And it was, come with me, escape to a world all your own where your problems float away. When you want to get away, but you don't want to go anywhere, Hydra soak.
Yeah.
So I think that's the first time that I realized like the commercials had anything to do with anything. And I was like, interesting. And I didn't even go back and rewatch the first couple. So now I'm going to have to go watch those commercials again and like see it play out.
Yeah,
Right.
It was almost like they had to knock us over the head with the commercial thing by just putting Hydra right in there. Because
Right.
otherwise we just kind of, when a commercial comes on, we have that,
Zone out.
we
right.
have that veil of skepticism that kind of sets in, and we're like, we're not going to watch this part. But yeah.
Interesting. David says he thinks that the commercials are telling Wanda's own story. That's interesting.
I actually had thought.
And Mertz wants to know what kind of beer you're drinking.
Oh, I am drinking. Here, let me show you. Captain Dynamite IPA. It is
all right. He must know you well.
There you go, Mertz.
Mama needs a drink after bedtime.
Oh.
What was that, John?
I had thought that maybe some of the commercials were part of her subconsciousness, kind of dealing with her grief of losing both her brother and Vision all at the same time, and then her not really finding her place in the whole world. And I thought, I don't know, maybe I'm getting too deep with it, but that's what I kind of thought, maybe, because a lot of those commercials had some real subliminal, self-reflecting, I guess, slogans in them, if you want to say it that way.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of felt that same way. Like, this was all just a reaction to all the loss that she had. I mean, the two biggest people in her life,
But I wonder why she doesn't seem to always know what's going on.
Right.
Is that like when something traumatic happens and you black that out or block that out of your life? And so she's maybe done that. And that's why she doesn't really know what's going on all the time, even if she created it.
Or is she like manipulating it so you think that she doesn't know, but really she's being the big puppet master, pretending she doesn't know?
Possibly.
Well, there was like I can't give away because we haven't gotten into past episode 3, but there were certain scenes that happened to a particular character who is now an important character, that when she made certain comments about a particular person who she was close to, that she snapped right out of the whatever false realities that she had created for herself, and then reality kind of set in, and then so it took her a minute to kind of gather herself. So when she made this person leave,
Wait, are we talking about episode 3 in the Brady Bunch?
Yes, that is episode.
Geraldine.
I don't know what you think of this episode. Yeah, Geraldine. Yeah.
Okay.
So when she, and then at the end when she sees Vision, which was kind of creepy, Vision walk in and he's done with Walking Dead on us.
Yes.
Yeah,
but it was just real quick.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So we were like, "What? What is that? Why?"
So you wondered if that's like reality that was sneaking through,
Yeah. And do we all know who Geraldine is? Because I just learned who she is
tonight.
Yes.
Do we know whose daughter she is?
She was apparently the original. Well, she was Captain Marvel first or something like that. But now she is a superhero. I forgot her name. Oh my God, what is her name was?
Rambo.
In the comics.
In the comics, yeah, her name was Photon. Photon is her superhero name.
So and so in Captain Marvel, she's the daughter of Captain Marvel's best friend, which I didn't even went right over my head.
I thought it was actually Captain Marvel's friend because I lose all track of like how many years pass and who can and cannot age during this all.
Right.
So I was like, oh, it's Captain Marvel. And my husband's like, no, try again. I'm like, no, it really is, I think. And he's like, close, but no, it's the daughter. I was like,
only 30 years later.
But how do you even know that without like having a chart in front of you? Like, I don't know when this is happening. That's the big question of all of these series that we've been watching. If it's Mandalorian or if it's WandaVision, like, when is this? That's my biggest question. And it's so hard to figure out, well, what are the other characters, the people that we know, what are they doing right now? Like, where are they in their lives? What's already happened? Because we were arguing today about the Stones. Like, well, they're gone. No, they're back. No, we're in a different alternate place. And well, maybe they're guarding them. And it was just, I'm like, I don't even know when it is.
I keep doing that now because we're watching all of the Marvel movies in like actual timeline order, not release order. Mm-hmm. So my whole world, because I'm like, but this was the last movie out. And he's like, well, that happened so many years ago. And I was like, I can't keep track. I need a chart.
Yes, definitely. I mean, I started taking notes because I'm just going to take notes.
Yeah, right.
I'm an English reading teacher. I take lots of notes.
Just going to take notes while watching movies and TV shows.
Not all of them. Just these.
Well, like right after, because this is what 6 months or something like that after the blip happened. Like
I don't even know.
Do they get into that when they get to Sword?
Because she comes back. The blip happens,
Yeah.
She hadn't gone 5 years already. So when Rambo comes back, the blip happens, and then she takes 6 months to recover before she comes back to work.
Okay, so I know we just jumped what, an episode or two, but you're talking about when she wakes up in the hospital.
Yeah. Well, yeah, no,
Okay.
because that's how I went off the timeline. Was okay. So if that happened right when it kind of gave me an idea. Although I kind of already knew, like, this was right after the events of Endgame. After Endgame.
Which that was so cool to see, like, the reverse blip. Like, I was not expecting that at all, and that was super awesome to see.
Yeah, I liked that part too. That was pretty cool. But I still don't know when we are. Like, so.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're like.
So are the stones back? Like, the stones are back, and somebody has to have them at this point. Right. So we don't know who has them.
Yeah. So Captain America had already taken the stones back after Endgame. So reality is back to where it is. However, this is how Doctor Strange apparently is going to make his way leading into his next movie in the next couple.
Right. Right.
And so that's the.
Did you notice that Wanda uses the word strange a lot? Like, there are other words. Yeah. Like, there are other words that she could. This was not online. I actually perceived this myself. Like, I kept hearing her say it, and I was like, why is she using that word so much?
I asked my husband, I was like, does it have something to do with Doctor Strange that I'm too stupid to figure out because I don't watch enough of it? And he's like, I don't think so.
Yeah. But it's a lot, right? I mean, there are other synonyms she could be using for that.
Right.
And
that's interesting. Now that you bring that up, I do. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
What's going on here? So let's look at the chat really quick because I know we've missed some stuff.
Yeah, we missed a few.
There was a part where they mentioned, whoa.
Oh, I was
moving around. Yeah, I just lost what I was reading because you just moved the chat on me.
So sorry. I was just trying to help.
Well, okay. There's a part where they mention Captain Marvel, and there is an uncomfortableness about it. There's a lot of uncomfortableness in the show. I'm still kind of caught up on why, what's his name? Who's the guy next door who was cutting the brick with the...
Yeah, what was that scene all about?
What the heck was happening
there? So
when the neighbor, he's cutting the hedges, and then he's cutting through the brick.
He's trying to escape. Subconsciously, they know they're not supposed to be there, and they are feeling like they are trapped. However, I'm gonna throw this in there too. I'm gonna throw this in here. One thing they did say was, like, I can hear her thoughts. I feel so much pain. Right. So Norm, whatever his name was.
Norm the comic.
Yeah. So I think, like, they are either feeling Wanda's pain of the loss and not so much pain that they're feeling. But I think subconsciously they know that they're not supposed to be there, and so they are literally trying to find a way to get out. In essence.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Here's another area that I'm just. I don't know what's happening when the boss and his wife are there for dinner in the first episode.
Oh shoot! Why? How do we jump ahead? We should have hit this on first episode.
First of all, our son says, "Well, he didn't take a bite of anything."
Right.
And then he starts choking, and then they just stare at each other, and then the wife is laughing and telling him, "Stop it, stop it!" But then the wife looks right at Wanda and says, "Stop it!" Like, she's telling her. So is Wanda choking him because he was not letting up on where are you from? Where did you get married? Like, he's harassing her. He's like trying to get the story. And then he just starts choking. And then what? It's a chocolate covered strawberry, which wasn't even on the table.
Right.
Yeah, I definitely took that as
she. Watch that again. I missed that.
Yeah, I definitely remembered that and thought the whole scene was super strange, but I assumed it was her manipulating the conversation so that it stopped.
Right.
And it's almost like Vision is looking at her like, are you doing this? But he's not sure. And why doesn't he know what's going on?
That's what I want to know. How has he not, like, figured more of this out?
Right. Unless it's not him.
Right.
He's not really there.
I mean,
Well, he knows, but that's why we haven't gone past 3 yet. But he
That's
knows.
okay. We can go past 3.
We can talk. Oh, we can talk the whole way up until this past Friday. Yeah.
All right.
We can be
So
current.
I think he knows. He knows something isn't right. She says that she doesn't know how this even happened in the first place. So I think both of them are being manipulated either by Agatha Heartless or Mephisto is involved some kind of weird way.
So you think Agnes is Agatha?
I think Agnes is Agatha for sure. Either she is or the lady with the husband, because they didn't even know. Well, no, yeah, because there were like 3 people that they weren't quite sure who they were. Mm-hmm. Remember when they were putting up the pictures or whatever in like the 3rd or 4th episode?
Oh, yeah.
And I think the old lady, the one lady in the first episode when her husband, I don't think they like got a name or knew who they were, and they didn't know who Agatha was.
Mm-hmm. And where's this Ralph that Agnes keeps talking about? Her husband Ralph.
Mephisto.
Okay.
I think it's Mephisto. Who I think Mephisto is, and I'm just giving my conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
But I think Mephisto is the director guy.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, Sword.
Mm-hmm. That's why he wanted to kind of like hit the missiles, when they sent the drone in.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh my gosh. Okay, what did we say? Kelly said, okay, at one point they said the children are real. They are Wanda and Vision's children, because she really does have twin boys in the story, in the real life story.
In the real life story.
In the comics. And so that they have to be real. But how did she bring him back? Because she has the same power within her that the stone has?
Yeah, that's a great question.
Because that stone gave her power. I don't know. Yeah. But then he's obviously, part of him's not real, because we saw that kind of fade away, and we saw.
But could that have been like a flashback of hers seeing him on the ground? I'm wondering, because Vision was not, he was not biological.
No.
He was the stone. He was a manifestation of the stone. He
was, so whatever the way that Tony and
put him in that machine, didn't he?
Yeah, so he's part Tony, he's part Tony Stark, part oh my God, Tony's assistant, what was the AI?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh
my gosh.
I'm not wearing his name. Jarvis. Part Jarvis, and then part Ultron. And so he has all 3 of those personalities, but then they made a physical body for him, which is he's an android or whatever.
Right.
So, and because her kids aren't his kids. Those are, the theory is they were, she had a straight up immaculate inception situation.
Well,
like
I mean,
Mary.
she would have had to if they grew in like a day.
Yeah.
So
she had a straight Mary moment. Well, I'm not gonna say it was the Holy Ghost because it wasn't, but
it was the Holy Marvel.
Yeah,
Lisa said Vision not knowing what was going on is why I thought it was after the snap, and she made him like a computer program or something. Yeah.
But what I guess where I was going is, if he wasn't biological in the first place, if A, she could get her hands on the stone, or B, if she has the power of the stone, couldn't she bring that back? I mean, taking that from his head, I would think that you could fix that.
Like, what would she have to give him in order for him to live? She couldn't just. Well, I guess she could just the power into. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I think over the next couple of episodes, we'll get a little more detail in what happened, because now they're saying. I remember that last episode, they said they don't think that was. They think it was some kind of weird way that they manipulated even the video of her. Them saying that she went in and stole his body.
Yeah, they
Right.
showed her doing that.
So the next episode, I think over the next couple of episodes, we're gonna get more. Even this next episode, I think a lot more will be revealed, and we'll get a little more detail what's going on.
Yeah, David Felton actually agrees with you. Mephisto is probably Ralph. We just got to find out who this Ralph guy is.
Yeah,
so
probably him, the same person.
Yeah,
and start thinking about the things that Agnes says about him, like because it's not like they're not nice things.
Right.
She's constantly
she's
putting
always
him down.
Yeah, always putting him down. Which, I mean, to go back to her though, I mean, if you think about that character, and the reason why I think it's a strong support that she is Agatha is she has known something since the very beginning. When she opens up the door and is greeting Wanda, I mean, it's like she knows something.
Well, what if she's part of it? Yeah. What if when who was the one that got woken up? Norm. Yeah. And he said, make her stop. What if he wasn't talking about Wanda?
Well, that's what I was saying. I think make her stop. I could feel the pain. She was talking. I think that he's talking about the pain that they're making them feel the pain of. There's some kind of way there might be some connection to Wanda that they're feeling her, but then I think they are under Agatha's control. And Agatha, although she may in the comic book she wasn't as powerful as Wanda, but she could still manipulate certain things. But she manipulated Wanda to do her chaos magic. And this is what.
Well, I mean, it's kind of like, I mean, if you think about, Captain Marvel, she didn't know what her power was, and she was manipulated throughout the whole movie, until the end where she realizes I'm it, I'm the stuff, and I'm thinking that might, I don't know if that's an end game for this series or maybe it's a mid game. I don't know. But I think that might be something because you can almost see that Wanda's even kind of questioning what's going on. And then, I mean, the biggest revelation.
But I think she knows her power. I think she knows what she is capable of.
But if she's under the control of Agatha right now, she doesn't know she can break free of it.
But if remember.
And other people out of it.
But if she was under somebody else's control, going back to just this last episode, why would it have been so easy for her to confront everybody?
Yeah. Yeah, because she walked right out.
That's
and then
true.
Right back in and said, leave me alone.
Because I think somebody promised her something. Excuse me. Somebody promised her something. Like to take all the pain away or whatever. I'm thinking it's Agatha Harkness. I'm convinced because Mephisto wants her kids, according to the comic books. And if they're doing what they say they're doing by staying true to the actual Wanda and Vision comics, Mephisto wants the power because all of Wanda's power is inside of the two boys.
Oh.
Because if you listen to like the whole, you said in the last episode, they say, "Mom, you can do, once you could remember when their dog died or whatever,
right?"
And they were like, "Well, Mom, you can bring them back. You know how to do it." And then that's when Agatha was like, "Oh, you can really do that." So remember that, and Agatha never flinched anytime she saw Wanda do any magic, especially over the last two episodes. She never flinched on anything. Like, she was never like taken back by anything that Wanda did. So
that is true. She saw the kids grow too really fast in the second episode too. Yeah.
And then
Wanda was telling the kids, "Stop it!" Like, she wasn't doing that; they were doing it.
And then if you watch again when they couldn't get that third episode, was the last episode, fourth episode or whatever, when they were trying to get the babies to stop crying. Oh, so it was the last episode. They're trying to get the babies to stop crying, and then Agatha showed up. Randomly just showed up in her 80s jogging, exercise outfit or whatever.
Jazzercise.
The jazzercise or whatever. And she came in and she, was trying to give them alcohol to which was apparently back in the day. I guess. Well, my parents never did that, but
my grandma had a little bottle in her dresser whenever there was a tooth cutting in babies.
Teething, yeah.
Yeah, she would go get that and she would rub a little bit of whiskey on there.
Yep. So
we may not have tried that with our
kids. Yeah, but they would give that, but I think she sprinkled a little magic on them some kind of way that they were able to, and then they manifested themselves as 5-year-olds,
She unlocked something.
She unlocked something within them. So she knows what's going on.
They missed out on all those toddler years.
Oh, yeah.
The easiest years of raising kids.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit jealous of that. We're living the terrible twos over here right now and watching that. Is that real? Can we do that?
Don't even, this is nothing compared to 15, 16, 17, 18, 19.
Right.
Nothing.
And 20.
You enjoy the terrible twos because I don't even know what label I could put on what we've been through in the past 5 or 6 years. God love them all.
Right.
And trust me, those are stories that you can tell your grandkids later on. When your mom and dad were little kids, oh my God, when they were 2, and then especially if they get on your nerves, your kids get on there. Well, see, that's what happens when I was trying to. You were just like this when you were 2 years old yourself. So when they have their own kids, to start tripping.
I was nothing like our kids.
I blame my husband.
I blame him.
My mom always told me, God, you never did that when you were little. I'm like, I know, it's him, all him.
I mean, I'll take ownership over being super dramatic, because I remember that about myself. I might still be that way, but the stubbornness and I'm going to do what I want to do, that's all you.
Yeah, maybe. Hey, back to what we were saying here. Kelly's crazy Disney addiction. She said Agatha Mephisto. That guy. Can you remind me? So they have not been in the Marvel series yet. Neither one of these characters. Was there
a mention?
Was there a mention in Ultron? I'm trying to remember because.
Of Agatha, you mean?
Yeah, I thought there might be either that or it was just something that
because when I heard about this, I was like, I didn't feel like it was new information, but I could have heard about it. I don't know.
So they have not been in yet. These are characters that are comic book. They're canon, right? But they're just coming. They're going to be here sometime. I mean, obviously we got to get some new villains to defeat. So
I mean, can we spoil right now who her real parent? Well, who they say her real parents are?
Sure,
Wanda. Can we say that, or who her dad? At least who her dad is, and why there's a link between X-Men and the Avengers that nobody paid attention to for some reason.
Oh, right, and that
just. I'm gonna act really smart to my husband tomorrow.
Yes, tell us.
So Johnny. Preach it, because I mean, this last episode I think is probably honestly, now I'm gonna pull a little DC in here, but it's the biggest crossover from Justice League. I mean, to bring in Wonder Woman and Batman and Superman all into the same world. I mean, right now this is going to be huge for the Marvel franchise and the X-Men franchise.
And then let me just let you know, at the Disney store right now, they have X-Men product, X-Men things within the stores now. So the crossover is getting ready to happen.
It's coming.
Yeah. So so Magneto, if you watch the the cartoon series, X-Men. Oh my God, what is it called? Anyway, it's a cartoon series that Disney came up with on the Disney Channel, and it was about the X-Men before they were when they were younger. And so Magneto happens to be the father of Wanda and Pietro. But then they were adopted.
I think you might have said something.
I didn't even know that, and I said that the other day, and Trace.
Well, actually, no, it wasn't Magneto. It was the other guy. But yeah, you were close.
correcting me.
I
I said that, and they were like,
about truth here.
no, they don't have anything to do with it. I was like,
you
are
said
you sure?
Xavier.
Well,
So.
because I don't know their names, but that meant the person with the brain power.
Sorry, John.
Yeah.
We're just
Right,
a family dispute in the middle here.
Right, it's all good. I do the same thing. So Magneto is the father of the twins. Now, in the comic books, they alluded to him being the father several times, but then they go back to the guy with the last name, whatever the last name, I can't even pronounce it, Maximilian, whatever it is. And so, because they were adopted, apparently, by this guy that worked for the doctor that did or he is the doctor or something like that did the weird, that gave them their powers. That gave Pietro his powers, and that gave Wanda her powers. But in some essence, they had it, and it unlocked because they already had it from Magneto.
That was something that, when this last one, we're getting there, and I know it's coming in the chat. I mean, I'm seeing people, already kind of chatting about it, but for the people that are watching this on the replay, we're not quite there yet. But when they did that, where was I going with this? They were mutants, right? I mean, and so, and we had this discussion with my son, and he's like, no, they were created. And I'm like, but were they really? Because if we're going to do a true crossover here, then X-Men were mutants born, and Marvel is more somehow created, except for a few, like Thor and that. But I mean, everybody else has had some sort of incident that caused them to become who they are.
Right. Yeah. So I wouldn't be surprised over the next, and like I said, the rumor has it that Magneto is supposed to pop up in this season. That's what they're saying.
That would be super interesting.
Yeah.
Super interesting. Oh, somebody buy a train. I heard a train.
Yeah, that's me. That's my house.
Oh.
You know that every house we lived in up until we moved to Texas, we lived next to a train. Yep. And it was almost hard to go to sleep without that 2 a.m. horn blowing.
Hey, try being in a class when you're teaching a classroom in the train. Mr. Ballard, turn your train. There's a train coming by your house.
Nice. Yeah, so I think we kind of got there, and it's in the chat. So I mean, we'll just throw it out there. Quicksilver shows up, right? Mm-hmm. But it's not the Pietro from Ultron. It's from X-Men. And so, and Trace was bringing this up, that the reason why this is huge, a couple things. First of all, we're in a multiverse somewhere. So this, I think we actually talked about this, Giant, but this opens up a new villain, right? That crosses universes, right? Who also is been rumored to be the next villain in Doctor Strange, right? I think, and I can't remember his name at the moment.
Oh my God!
Put it in the chat if you know. Put it in the chat. But then the other thing that the introduction of her brother is, he's the Quicksilver from X-Men, and the Quicksilver from X-Men could basically go fast enough to stop time. So when Pietro, what's that?
He was the cool Quicksilver.
Yeah, because Pietro, we know, dies in Ultron, right? When runs in front of the bullets that saves Wanda and
it was a kid, I thought. Wasn't he saving a kid?
Somebody else.
He was saving Hawkeye.
Oh. That's right. So anyway,
the Flash would have never died. I'm just saying, the Flash is better. I'm sorry.
Right.
I'm sorry.
So
I don't understand how he got hit.
Because he got in front of them. He stopped in front of them.
But isn't he fast enough to?
Well, that's the thing, is that the Quicksilver that they introduced in this last episode is fast enough to stop time and could have moved the bullets out of the way or moved people out of the way, you know. But the one that was in the movie in Ultron.
So is that why they got rid of him, and then now going to bring this guy in?
Possibly, yeah. We're gonna bring in a new one.
They're going to
correct the canon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I hope they do that with Star Wars.
Well, I mean that's what our Favreau. That's what our boy Favreau's doing. So.
Yeah. Wow.
Yep. Correcting the canon.
Yeah, that's what I have to say about those two. They are definitely the new Steven Spielberg, the new George Lucas of this generation.
Oh, like, for sure. No doubt whatsoever there.
Yeah.
Great storytelling. They understand what the fans love, and then they know how to tie it all in and just make it a good storytelling for us to keep us on our toes. Like,
yeah.
Perfect. Literally perfect.
Yeah, and then Kelly's crazy Disney addiction. I'm just gonna, you know what, Kelly said Wanda feels it, and that's for sure. But that's the whole thing about this multiverse. And we were actually introduced to the multiverse in Spider-Man with Spider-Man Multiverse, right? Mm-hmm. Was it called, right?
Yep.
And through that, and that was canon, if I remember right. So. Yep. There is a multiverse in the Marvel series that it allows for a lot of movement. I mean, you know.
Well, see, in the next two was it phase? We're in phase 4 now or something.
Mm-hmm.
Like that? So this next phase with the new Doctor Strange and the new Spider-Man movie coming out, they're going to be doing both of those movies are based strictly on the multiverse.
Right.
And so, and quantum physics. So, I mean, all of this is going to be all tied in together. Like I said, great storytelling and great way to just theme it all together and make it just one big story.
Yeah.
So I think all of this is all just tied in to get ready to move into the movies. Like exactly what they did with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. right before Civil War. The last season of the season right before the last season of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., they tied it right into the Civil War going into the Sokovia, whatever thing.
Oh, really? Yeah, I still have not gone back and watched that. So.
Is there a point where they take it too far? When you have a multiverse like this, nothing's impossible. So where's the point where they stop? And I mean, it could get completely not like it's realistic anyway, but
it could get completely unrealistic. I mean,
well, no, you keep it to a certain point, but just like, you know, what's her name said at the end game, you have to make sure you put things right back, because there are a multitude of multiverses, but I don't think they would like overindulge in it. You know what I mean? They're going to keep it true to the story and keep us, you know, keep the characters that we are more familiar with in the multiverse.
Yeah.
So they're not going to like overdo it. You know what I mean? Like, but they're keeping the stories fresh and reaching in with the comic books to keep them relevant to what we all know. So yeah. I think we're gonna see a lot of it in the next few years.
For sure.
Next few months.
I mean, I can't keep one universe straight, and now I'm like, there's different time periods, and I'm like, the same people, and like that's what I don't get. So, if you've got, can you have Captain America in one and Captain America in the other, and then remember, like in the Flash, did you watch the Flash when they crossed the time periods, and then they couldn't see each other, and it was a mess. Like, you never knew what was going on. That's what I'm worried about happening.
They had the multiple Supermans, which was cool to see. I wish Christopher Reeve could have been there. But that would have made it even more special. That would have been a Luke Skywalker R2-D2 moment at the end of Mandalorian if Christopher Reeve.
Right.
Yeah.
You know.
Now I've heard there's going to be multiple of those moments throughout. You know, her brother was last week, so you know, I mean.
And what's he doing there?
Right, we don't know. Hopefully, we'll get some answers this week.
Is it really him? And who brought him? Because he seemed like fine to be there.
Right.
Put him there.
He seemed to be there with a purpose.
Maybe he's a distraction.
A
To,
distraction for who though? For Vision?
For Wanda.
Or Vision, yeah. Because Wanda seems to know more than Vision, obviously.
Yeah.
Which shocks me. Like, how does he not know? But now he knows he knows something's going on.
Right.
Right. And then the brother shows up right when he's starting to piece it together. And now there's another in that house. There's more distraction. He doesn't get to the bottom of what's happening.
True. And but Wanda swears she didn't bring him there.
Right.
So it was probably Agatha.
That's
or Agnes.
Yeah, right.
Agnes and Ralph. So when's Thor showing up? Because he's coming at some point.
Yeah, I mean, goodness gracious, we got it. I mean,
and where's
there's
Natalie
more.
Portman?
There's more characters because there's the doctor from Thor who went crazy and helped Loki, right? I mean, he could be a part. He could come in and play a part in Sword because he's got that whole connection thing and opening portholes and I don't know. So what?
Not Fat Thor.
Hey, I liked Fat Thor. I kind of looked like him for a while.
I mean,
so all right. Well,
Thor's
we are
Thor.
getting close to an hour, and I want to get you guys' final thoughts as to like ultimately where you think this is going to go. And I think we've kind of talked a little bit about it. And where you think this is leading.
Hoping it's going to go?
Where are you hoping it's going to go? That's it. So Leslie, what do you think? Because I know Johnny's probably already got this down in a 6-page documentary. But Leslie, what do you think? Where do you hope that Wanda's going to lead and go?
So I don't really know. I'm just really enjoying the journey, but I just hope that I don't know what I want the end game to be, but I just want to keep seeing all the people that are having a piece to this puzzle, all the other people who are coming back around, who are getting brought into the world. Why are the people that are in that place specifically trapped there? I just want to see how they weave it all together. I don't know that I'm so concerned about the end game since I'm not as invested in Marvel so much, but I really want them to just keep making it so intricate and interesting.
I agree with that. And I also agree with that because this is a show that I'm not able to tell you what's going to happen.
Right.
Which happens when we watch television. In the first 10 minutes, I'm like, oh, they're going to get in a car accident. They're going to do this. And he's like, why don't you just write this stuff? Because we don't even need to watch it anymore.
Oh my goodness.
I think it comes from just reading a lot.
That's just the storytelling.
It's the storytelling, and there's only 7 stories that can be told over and over with different characters.
Yeah.
So that happens a lot, but this one, I have no clue.
Yeah,
none at all.
It's not. It's weird, but I totally agree with you. Is that why are these people here? Specifically, I mean, you go back to that second episode and Vision sitting there in the neighborhood watch, and he goes, "Norm's a communist." No, really, Norm's a communist. That's real. There's something to that. Norm he's a part of Hydra and doesn't know it because obviously he's under a spell.
They were communists.
Yeah. So I mean, is the whole town Hydra? Is or is it just Norm? Is it certain people? I mean, who's what? Because obviously their neighbor, he's cutting through the brick. He wants out. But he wants out.
A little robotic when he was doing that
too. But they all, even though they know that something is going on, and I feel like they want out, they're also more aware of when somebody shouldn't be there. Because when, oh my gosh, I'm drawing a blank on her. When Wanda, she was there, they were staring at her, and Vision was asking them what's going on. They're like, well, she doesn't have a house and she has no family. They didn't belong there.
Yeah.
So. As much as they maybe want out, they're very aware when something isn't adding up to them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But that was wasn't that led by Agnes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they seem to know. And Dottie, now we're kind of getting off track, but she knows something because she was like, I've been told about you and I don't believe you.
Right.
And how is she allowed to speak freely like that when everyone else doesn't seem to be?
Right. Yeah,
Strange.
everybody has a place here, and it's going to be interesting how they weave it all together. Because I mean, you watch some TV shows or movies, and you're like, oh, it's just a bunch of extras. But I mean, these guys, they're all
They all have
characters.
a purpose.
There's a purpose of why they were selected there. I think so. Johnny, what do you think? Where do you want to see this go? And I'll sit back and just relax for a little bit, because I know you got this down.
Man, I don't know. It's exciting to stay up at 12 o'clock at night just to watch the episode, and see, and then watch it again 4 hours later. I don't know. I can't really tell you. I mean, just hearing about watching the YouTubers talk about it, and give the Easter eggs and stuff that I may have missed. I want to see who they bring in next, and then I want to kind of find out what happened to her. Are they, is, like Leslie said, is Agatha in charge of this, and she's the one doing this, and I kind of want to see who is doing. Is she doing this on herself? I kind of want to see what the outcome will be, and then how they're all tying this all together with the movies. And by the way, am I the only one that stays on just to see if they're going to do end credits on every episode?
Oh no, we all do.
I play until it goes away.
We do that at the movies. We're always the last people in the theater because there might be something, and sometimes it pays off, and sometimes it doesn't. But even when
the theater employees are like, "There's no end scene,"
because they've told us that before, and then one has popped up.
Yeah,
I'm like, we paid for all these credits. We paid for the whole thing. We're watching to the end until that screen goes black. We're sitting here.
Yeah,
right. Well, no, because at the end of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., they always did an end credit scene after the credits, and then at the end of Agent what's her name that Captain America ended up marrying, Agent what's her name, Agent I forgot her name. Haley what's her name plays her, oh my god, Agent oh my god, anyway, Agent Carter. At the end of Agent Carter, right. There was always an end credit scene after the credits roll before they go on to the whatever TV show they were watching or doing or whatever. So I was always kind of like hoping they'll show a little more, just give us a little more.
Well, but if you watch the intros change, and the commercials change, and the outros I think might even change
just a little bit. I think they're pretty. David has why don't you share what he just said? Because that's interesting.
This one right here?
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll go ahead and put this up. I like to put at least one up every week. Wanda's going to snap loose everything and snap, which will either open the multiverse, introduce mutants, or both.
I think that's pretty darn interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That chaos magic, like I was saying, that chaos magic is what Mephisto is trying to get her to do.
Yeah,
they're literally trying to get her to do the chaotic. She's the most powerful X-Men right now. I mean, not X-Men, but the most powerful person in the world, right, or universe, right now. And so they're. What'd you say?
Oh, go ahead. I don't know, because like I said, I'm newer to all of this, but I'm almost wondering now that we've been talking a little bit, like maybe she is being manipulated and controlled, and she's seeing these flashes, and it's gonna like bring her around to actually like remember her own powers and her own abilities, and that's when we're gonna like see it snapping and possibly like opening the multiverse or something. Like she realizes she's being controlled, and she like silently grows and harbors her own powers again, and kind of implodes everything.
It's got to be an internal struggle for her because she has what she wants right now, and so she doesn't want to see anything else going on.
Well, and it could be the reason for it. I mean, she might need that. She might need the multiverse to bring people in. She might need, the mutants for their powers. I mean, who doesn't need a little Wolverine? Come on.
According to the canon of the comics, she's gonna lose her kids some kind of weird way. Either they're going to
Mhm.
die or she's going to think they have died. Just so they can get her to like you said, snap. Because mentally, apparently, she's not stable right now.
Okay, so
mentally and emotionally, she's not stable.
I was thinking about this just the other day, but is she the same character that in the X-Men died? And she was like the love interest of the Wolverine, right? Is she the same character?
No, that's
the Doctor.
No, that's Jean Grey.
Okay, so they're not the same. They're not the same because I know because she had that like she was super powerful.
No, but so what's crazy is in the comics, I guess Vision ended up with the same power that Jean Grey had, which was the Phoenix power, the Phoenix whatever.
Okay,
and
right.
So that's how he was able to come back because he dies in the comic books, and she grieves over him. But then, it's a whole story. You got to read the comics. But anyway,
so much.
I need to quit my job, Johnny, so I can do some more studying because I just don't have enough time.
Yeah, no.
I gotta get caught up here.
I'm just now getting into Marvel. Like I've always been a DC guy. I grew up on DC, but I'm just now getting into it. But the more I start getting into the lore of it, the more it all makes sense. Now, that's what happened. Yeah.
Wow.
All right.
Wow.
Well, we should
crazy.
Wrap it up.
Yeah. So, well, let's see. If y'all are interested, here in a few weeks, I mean, we're gonna have to do a little catch up because I think there's only a few episodes left of this season, right?
Yeah. I don't know how many there are.
So
they're going to 10, I think. I think they're doing 10.
Yeah. Okay. So we're at halftime right now. And I think we're gonna need to come back and do another one and talk about maybe the finale or maybe right before the finale, or maybe we should maybe we should do a little watch party and talk about it. I don't know.
I don't know how that works. You have to figure all that out.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Awesome. Well, I totally appreciate y'all being on here tonight and just hanging out with us. I appreciate everybody in the chat. I've been glancing over there, and y'all have been throwing out some great stuff. We're over here solving the Marvel universe, so we love it, and we got more planned. So
awesome.
Hopefully, everybody will be back, and we'll do this again.
Yeah,
so,
I need to go to bed earlier on Monday nights, so that I'm awake all day Tuesdays and not tired Tuesday night. How do I work that?
I don't know. Take a nap.
9-10 hours of sleep. How to do it?
Maybe. Oh, all right. Well. I want to get you all out of here in a timely fashion and respect your time. So appreciate you again coming on. Make sure you're giving all of the video a thumbs up because it was so much fun tonight.
It was.
Give a thumbs up for Johnny tonight for his expertise. Give a thumbs up for Leslie for her enthusiasm and
bravery.
Just her spongeness for I don't even know how that's Marvel.
I don't know what you're saying.
Soaking up all of this Marvel knowledge. Yeah, becoming smart. I know tomorrow you're gonna wow your husband with some Marvel little nuggets, and he's gonna go, "What?"
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He'll want to stay up next time.
Yeah.
Well, he might skip his early bedtime.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome.
I would love for you to Instagram me later, Leslie, and let me know what he thinks about them being Magneto's kids. I would love to hear that.
I will. I'll let you know. I'll hit you up.
Look for me on Instagram and let me know.
Sounds good.
Let me know.
Awesome. Well, if y'all want to stay on, I'm gonna close this out, and then we can just chat for a second after we sign off, and then I guess we'll go to bed. So, all right. Appreciate y'all being here on Disney Connections, where we're gonna talk about all things Disney.
Bye.